And I had a student a couple of years back. She could never stay awake in class. I call mom, she tells me, yeah, she's up all night on that tablet and on that game. I could try to take the tablet, I could try to take the phone and stuff, but I'm not sure if it'll work. And that's the problem. The kids are raising the parents.
Not only teachers, but people all over the world are wondering what's happening with the kids these days, and specifically in the classroom. Are they being too loud in the classroom? Is it because of the parents? Are they being raised in a way that's really not that helpful for teachers? Let me know what you think in the comments and check out these videos.
I'm sorry, but somebody's got to say this. These kids cannot be quiet. Like literally, physically cannot be quiet. And it's not just talking that's the problem. The just noise in general. It is constant no matter what I'm doing. I could be doing direct instruction. They could be working with partners by themselves, whatever. It is constant, whether it's this or the tapping or just the random noises that they make. Like, why can you not be quiet? Like, the overstimulation is just to a max. I can't even deal. Not only that, they've got the stupid fidget toys that are making noise. It is constant. What are we doing to these kids that they just can't sit there and just be quiet for even 10 minutes at a time? I truly don't understand. Please help. Send help.
At the beginning of the school year, I had 7 caddies, and I have 7 tables in my classroom. In the caddies, I put 6 highlighters, 4 pencils. I put in a pack of sticky notes. The reason why I only put 4 pencils is because a lot of the kids already had their own pencils, so the pencil was just there if they didn't have a pencil. So for the first few weeks of school, everything was going great. They checked the caddies. We had 6 highlighters. We had 4 pencils. In the last few weeks of the school year, maybe the last month, I have been checking these caddies. I have kids that are taking the pencils, taking the highlighters. These are the highlighters they have different colors, right? Taking these highlighters, they come in all these different colors. And they're taking this piece of the highlighter, they're twisting it off and throwing it across the room. Why? I have kids that are taking my pencils. These are the pencils that they have mechanical pencils, because I get it. I like mechanical pencils, right? Over regular pencils. These are the pencils that are in their caddies. They're taking the erasers out and using them for other things, and then putting my pencils back into the caddy without the erasers and taking all the lead out. They're breaking my pencil. You see this pencil? It doesn't work. Because why are y'all not teaching y'all's children how to take care of things that are not theirs? I don't understand.
This generation of kids is so annoying. I'm sorry, I have to say that. These kids do the most annoying things. Because why are you tapping on your desk in the middle of me teaching? Why are you digging through your backpack and then I ask you, what do you need? And you say, nothing. So why are you in there? When somebody is whispering and they're trying to get your attention, you have to say, stop it. Sir, I had no idea that he was distracting you or trying to get your attention. I just heard you out loud. Why, when you tell these kids to stop talking, they think that means to talk softer and whisper. I want you to shut up, please. Balling the paper up and tearing it into tiny pieces just to go and throw it in the trash. Teachers are trying here. We are trying. We're trying to have patience. We are trying to teach your children, the youth of America, but baby, the youth is not making it easy.
There are certain things that you should not be doing around your kids in order to protect their innocence. Number 1, those phone calls that you're having with your homegirls, your kids should not be hearing that. Number 2, you and your man all up on each other, gyrating all that. No, ma'am. That should not be happening in front of your kids. Yes, I listen to Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Glorilla, Sexy Red, you name it. Do my daughters know who they are? No, because they're 4 and 8 years old. They shouldn't. Sleepovers? No. Just anybody babysitting? No. And don't say stay in a child's place, because a child's place is to learn from you.
Come in the room, come in the room, come in the room. All right, so this is my 3rd year as an educator, right? But ever since my 1st year, I've always been like, These parents today are just so odd. I've never been able to quite put my finger on why I felt that way, but I think I've come to a conclusion. I think what's so different about today's parents is that not everybody, but I think for the most part, most of these parents truly do not know how to raise kids. And I say that because it seems like these kids today, they are just completely out of control. And I'm only 25, and I can already see the major difference between, how we act when we were growing up versus now. I had a parent a while back. We had a parent-teacher conference, and she was like, okay, what do you suggest that we do at home? I don't know. Girl, that's your child. I'm a teacher. I went to school 2 times to get a bachelor's and a master's degree. They taught me how to work with kids. They taught me how to teach kids, but they never taught me how to raise kids. And I don't have any on my own. So why am I having to tell you how to raise your own child? That kind of make me And I had a student a couple of years back. She could never stay awake in class. I could take her chair, make her stand up, and she would fall asleep standing up. We can go to the playground. She'll go to sleep on the playground. So my first thought is, let me call mom to see what's going on at home, because clearly there's something. I call mom. She tells me, yeah, she's up all night on that tablet and on that game. I could try to take the tablet. I could try to take the phone and stuff, but I'm not sure if it'll work. And that's the problem. The kids are raising the parents.
Hey, what's up, world? Check this out. Y'all know I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. And I realize that these kids are sad, miserable, and depressed. And they got money, clothes, cars, iPads, cell phones, all the support in the world. These kids so sad and so miserable today. When we was growing up, we had a bike, a ball, a radio, 3 channels on the TV. And man, we were so happy and so content. We'll go outside and play all day. These kids so damn miserable and sad over what? Because they entitled and they spoiled. Lord, just imagine you take their cell phone, they'll die.
So my husband works in law enforcement, and you would not believe the number of calls he gets about kids younger than 14, and kids through high school, but kids younger than 14 whose parents can't handle them that so badly that they have to call the police on their children. Literally yesterday, a call goes out for an 11-year-old throwing a temper tantrum in the Publix parking lot. His parents called on him because they couldn't control him. Now, this kid wasn't autistic. He didn't have special needs. When my husband shows up to the call, he's like, so what have you tried to do about this? And they're like, oh, well, it's really hard because he has, what do they call it? He has authoritative disobedience disorder. My husband's like, what? I don't think that's a real thing. Like, no, it's a thing, and he's just so hard to control. My husband's like, no, I think you just never disciplined him when he was little.
When I was in 2nd grade, my teacher gave me a Spider-Man pencil and a Spider-Man eraser for Christmas. And she gave the kid next to me like a Transformers pencil. She gave this one girl a Hello Kitty pencil. And then we all realized that she had gave us like a questionnaire, and it said like, what's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite character? And then she bought those individual pencils for us as a Christmas gift. Now, those pencils probably cost like 50 cents to $1. So it wasn't an expensive gift, but the fact that we were receiving something that had our favorite character on it was just mind boggling. Like, we loved it. Like, we were so happy because it was like, oh, a Spider-Man pencil. I love Spider-Man. Like that, like it was something simple. Like these days, if you do that for the kid, they're just like, okay, and Like, they're not appreciative of stuff like that. And even when you do give them more, because everybody wants more, even when you do give them more, they're still not appreciative. I remember one time my teacher was like, we're going to watch Charlie Brown Christmas. When I tell you we screamed to the point where she yelled at us for screaming because we were so excited. I told one of my classes, okay, we're going to watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving or Charlie Brown the Great Pumpkin for like the last 15 minutes. Oh, well, can we play a game instead? Or can we just do this instead? Can we watch something else? Like, you could have put anything on for us and we would have sat down and watched it because it was like, ooh, a movie. Like, we were just appreciative of it. But these days, the kids are not. And that makes me sad. And I feel like it has to do with, like, our culture. When I say culture, I mean, like, our American culture. I also feel like it has to do with the dopamine hits that we're constantly trying to give ourselves, like with the TikTok and with the YouTube and all that. I also think it's the phones. Like, the phones are taking away our attention and our humanity to a certain extent. But yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing.
I remember when there was a time when you just couldn't speak in the classroom. The teachers would have rulers, they would hit them against the actual blackboard, things like that as well. And I'm thinking that a lot of that has changed over the years. And for some reason, I guess the kids are getting louder, they're doing more things in the classroom, they're taking more liberties. And I'm wondering why this is actually the case. Is it because the parents aren't really training them in the direction? Are the teachers not being firm enough? Are the kids just being controlled by social media? I'm really not sure, but curious on what you think about all this, and I'll see you in the next video.